see how this goes. We have Del Taco and Sylvzel going on Main Street first. I do not believe that was what the map was initially set as, but it's alright. We'll play it out. We have Del Taco starting off with Dynamo Roller, Shelly, and Donnie. Very nice cards to take a lot of space on this longer map. Interesting play with the Mudmouth, getting a special point instantly, but not really pushing to the middle that far. Something you'd want to do on Main Street really is take a lot of space in the early stages of the game so you have more in the late game. And we don't really see these players doing that too much. Kind of playing back, taking a bit of space in their own, playing a bit passively. As you can see with the Bloblobber, the Swiffer, it's not too aggressive from either side. I'm curious to see if Dynamo Roller would be very nice for whether it's played vertically or horizontally. It's able to take up a ton of space. Ink Brush would activate a special point. Dynamo Roller or Squid Force could also do the same, so I'd be more inclined to play one of those cards. We'll see the E-Leader Scope placed nicely over that Swiffer, getting a special point. Playing Cracked Royale early is a bit interesting because you typically want to save the special weapon cards for later in the game. We'll see our first clash here with the new Swiffer. Sylvzel, she's doing a very nice job of getting a ton of special points in the early game and not necessarily sacrificing too much space. She still has a chance to push along the left side of the map and potentially get into Del Taco's base. So we're going to have to see how Del Taco decides to respond. The Small Fry will be getting 2 special points. It's a very nice placement. Interesting Sprinkler placement. It's not going to be able to generate special points like that unless Burst Bomb is also played, which is a very niche card that you don't see often. It may be run, but I'm not too sure. And now we see a problem. Dynamo Rollers finding a little bit hard to play with how much space has already been taken up by other cards. We're going to see Del Taco struggle to find a place to really play them. Especially that normal Dynamo Roller seems to only have 2 places right off to the side. See Octopod getting yet another special point. We have Del Taco in the lead with turf points. However, I do really like Sylvzel's position right now with 5 special points. And Del Taco with a nice Luna Blaster play here. If there is, say, a Sprinkler 10 attack, that special point could get activated. I don't see a way for Krusty Sean or the Gold Dynamo Roller to be played in this map, and the E-Leader Scope will just prevent any further progress on that side of the map. Del Taco now, with only Squid Force left to play, having to play it in the corner, we're probably going to see a pass or 2 in the coming few turns due to just a lack of space. Not too many special points were being gathered either, though Del Taco does still have the Tacticooler special that they can play on the final turn. As we await Sylvzel's next move. There aren't too many options available. She does have the left side of her base still pretty open, able to play cards there. We'll see a Small Fry special attack. It'll be used to gain special points along with the E-Leader Scope. Another Luna Blaster from Del Taco. It shows being playable. Del Taco able to find the spot where it is. We'll get 1 special point off of that. Tentatech playing next to the Mudmouth, I assume, getting 4 special points all in a row. Very nice special generation, using those special attacks to gain more specials. And going into these final 3 turns, we're probably going to see quite a few special attacks from Sylvzel. given that she does have 8 special attacks, gonna play Suction Bomb first, get a 9th special point. She's going to need to start using them. There's only 2 turns left. Del Taco going to need to play something here. Krusty Sean doesn't really have any place where it can be played. You cannot play special attacks over existing special blocks. So instead of going with a Dynamo pretty not really far into Sylvzel's base, a lot of the spaces are covering spots that Del Taco already had, and so she won't be getting the most value out of this Dynamo Roller. And because there's only 1 special point gained, she may not have an option for the final turn either. We're going to see the Judd special attack. They will clash in the middle. Sylvzel will get some more special points, and that's what I feared. Del Taco does not have a play in this final turn, meaning that Sylvzel is able to do as she pleases on this final turn. Only 10 points behind with 5 special points. I'm assuming she has some play here that will be able to give her the lead and take this game. We're going to have to see if she can find it, however. The special blocks are behind the Luna Blaster and Dynamo's special blocks for Del Taco's side. And with the Crack-On, I assume, is being played right next to the Dynamo. And that will be game number 1 for Sylvzel, taking the set 1-0. Next up, we have Del Taco has the opportunity to counterpick to any of the 7 initial stages that are in the game. We'll be able to see her pick in just a second. Looks to be Thunder Point, another geometrically simple map. It's almost jokingly referred to as like Mahi Mahi Resort shape. And we're going to see that Krusty Sean card again from Del Taco. Instead opting to redraw, however, getting a very similar hand to what she had last time. Shelly and Donnie is pretty nice on this map. It can reach out really far into the center, and that is what Del Taco is going to do here. Immediately push to the center on their first turn, and Sylvzel, with the new Swiffer, not able to take up that much space and leaving the base relatively open for something like a Dynamo Roller. However, Del Taco will play a bit defensively here. I've noticed that both these players tend to be a bit passive when they play, not really trying to clash with the other player's placement. And especially with the larger cards, that it's understandable why. If you play a larger card, any smaller card that gets played on top of it in the same turn will take priority over those squares, so you end up losing a bit of turf. We're going to see really a variety of options from Del Taco. Ballpoint Swatling can be used to either push or gain special points. The Squid Force could be played up next to where the classic Swiffer was played. Both ink brushes have the option to push through, and we're going to try to see a nice defensive play from both players here, essentially walling off the map for both sides. Del Taco with the Ballpoint Splatling has a very nice spot if she rotates it, not there next to the Squid Force. I don't know if she sees it, however, and she's going to play it next to the Tri-Stringer. With the Kraken Royale drawn. The ink brushes are usually nice attacking cards, however, there's no way to utilize them to break into Sylvzel's base. And so we're now just going to see Del Taco just try to base build, gain as many special points as she can. And trying to use these ink brushes to their greatest effect. A sprinkler placement from Sylvzel doesn't really gain special points. It could have been played or saved for later. There really weren't that many great spots for it to activate special points. Neither player has generated a single special point so far on this game. So we're going to have to see how they both try to, instead, maybe build up a few special points just for the late game so they can get one special attack off. Maybe they'll be passing a few turns to generate special points that way. We see a similar story to last time. Del Taco does have the lead initially, though that lead is mostly because of the space obtained and not necessarily due to special points. And that's something Del Taco is doing well right now, is just taking a lot of space, playing a lot of large cards, and just generating a lot of turf. And with that, Del Taco is just looking to take the end game. If you have enough points that special attacks don't matter, you don't need to worry about them. And seeing that Sylvzel doesn't have any special points gained right now, just taking a turf advantage could be a viable strategy. We see one special point activated now, the first special point of the game, and we're likely going to see a few more in the coming turns. We got Small Fry that will activate its own special point. Tenatech, very nice, played on the Sprinkler for 2 more special points for Sylvzel. We've got Luna Blasters for Del Taco. I don't see a way for them to generate special points, however, they would just be more turf added onto the board, and that's never a bad thing. So we're going to have to see all of these 7 space cards. Which one will, I suppose, which one does Del Taco like the most? See, Octopod generating 3 more special points. I was mistaken when I talked about Sylvzel's lack of special points, as we can now see how useful these small cards are for generating so many special points. Del Taco trying to figure out where the Luna Blaster Neo can be played. It's on the right side of the map. I'm not sure if she is able to see it. Instead, looking to pass with the Kraken Royale. The burst bomb coming from Sylvzel to activate 2 more special points with 2 turns left. We now have H3 Nozzle Nose D. Play at the top of the map, will be able to generate a special point and allow Tacticooler to be played on the final turn for Del Taco. Sylvzel will have 8 special points, will have a ton of opportunities to special attack in these final 2 turns. Down by 21 points, however, that can be made up pretty quickly with a Judd special attack. Same thing as we saw before. Evening out the score quite a bit, only 6 points behind now. Del Taco with the special attack of the Ink Brush, I do not know why. Considering that the Tacticooler is right there, there's only 1 turn left. The Tentamissile from Sylvzel played on the other side, not going to clash with the Ink Brush. And that will lead to a 2-0 set win for Sylvzel.